Good Monday morning. When Philly and I moved last summer, it was very important to me that God brought a family to our home that would value it but be blessed by it. So I began to pray for God to bless whomever moved into that home. You know, our authority as believers, Scripture clearly tells us that you can bless those who persecute you, and it says bless and do not curse. So we have the authority to bless. And recently I had to go over there because the Postal Service still thinks I live there sometimes. So I had to go over there and pick something up. And when I got there, both the husband and the wife came out to share with me how blessed they have been because of that home. And that is the power of using our authority. So I think about how often in this life I enter situations, be them good, bad, or indifferent, and I don't really realize that I have the ability to bring the authority and power of the Lord into that place or space or situation or environment. Before people come into my home for a get-together, I have the authority to pray over that space and ask for it to be a place of peace, that people will leave having life poured into them. I have the ability to walk into a situation that may be challenging and the environment is chaotic or tension-filled and speak peace and blessing to that environment. That is the authority that we have as believers. And so we also have what 1 John 5:14 through 15 says. It says, this is the confidence we have in his presence. Okay, we have this confidence. That means this assuredness that if we ask anything that accords with his will, he hears us. Okay, and we know that he will hear us. And whatever we ask, then we know we have what we have asked for. So if we know that it aligns with the will of God, and Scripture gives us real clarity of what aligns with the will of God. Let's take just one thing, the Lord's Prayer. We know the Lord's Prayer aligns with the perfect will of God. So you and I have the authority to pray for the kingdom of heaven to come, the will of heaven to be done on earth. God, I pray your kingdom come on this earth. I pray your will be done. We have that authority. We have the authority to ask for forgiveness and to forgive. We have the authority to ask the Lord to protect us from things that would tempt us or cause us harm, and the Lord will hear that prayer. We know that he hears us, and we know that it will be done. And we can ask for him to provide for our daily needs. That is all in accordance with his will. So I just want to encourage you to not look at any situation that you're in and not know that you can bring the authority and the power and the blessing and the kingdom and the will and the protection, the provision of heaven into that situation and into that environment. One of the things that I've started doing a lot lately, because I really have been on a John Eldridge kick lately, Philly and I both. They have these powerful prayers, even a daily prayer that you can pray. I highly encourage you to go on the wildatheart.org website and to look at their daily prayers. And if you don't know where to start there. But friends, start somewhere. Let's not get to heaven and Jesus said, I gave you all this. Like we talked about last week, you lived in my house. You were a son and daughter in my house, and yet you did not fully access what I had given you. So, your challenge this week, access it. Ask him, Lord, show me today how to access and then use the authority that you've given me in the spaces and places you've called me to dwell. It could be your work. It could be protection over your drive to work, protection over your family. It could be divine appointments for what he has next for you. So because he's a lamp unto your feet and a light unto your path, and he wants you to know exactly where he wants you to go. So that's enough. You know what I'm saying. So go do it on this Monday morning. If your heart was encouraged today, please know that we have many other resources available for you. You can discover all of those at reclaiminghearts.org.